Hangout on CRVSR TV. Now, CRVSR TV stands for Campaign for Restoration of Values and Societal Reformation. This is an NGO, and one of our programs is this that you are currently listening to. It is called the Fact Hangout. I am going to pilot today's show. I am by name Olashupo Uzeifa Abioye, and with me in our studios, I have a seasoned educator with me who will take us through the topic counseling, reflecting through stages of reading, in the person of Mrs. Akinyele Elizabeth. Welcome, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Mrs. Akinyele Elizabeth is a teacher, and she also doubles as the school counselor, and she also works with the Lagos State Ministry of Education. We really appreciate your presence, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Now, to start with, a first one. The topic, like I said earlier, is counseling, reflecting through stages of reading. The first question I have here is that, as an educator that you are, with beam of years in the educational sector, what does reading really mean? What do we call reading?
Well, thank you for having me here. Reading is a process, an active process of scanning through what a writer has written as a text. If you don't read, you won't know the mind of the author or the writer. So reading is an active process of one's getting the mind of the writer.
It means the writer must have penned down a lot of things for the reader to know what he wants to.
Exactly. So if you
Now,
don't read, you can't get that.
yes, exactly. Why do we read? Do we read because we just want to know about the writer's writing, or do we read because we just want to read for fun? Why do we read?
Thank you, sir. We read to energize our brain. We read to energize our brain. We read on a daily basis to know what is going on around the world, and at the same time to make our brain more active on a daily basis.
Yes, to make our brain more active, she says. Now, like I said earlier, I asked, who is supposed to read? Because when I say reading, in the general context, everybody thinks that the person that is supposed to read are the literate ones. The people that go to school, maybe primary, secondary, or up to tertiary, university level. And some people think reading is for everyone, that everyone is supposed to be informed. Because from your explanation, you made us know that reading keeps us informed about what's going on. So, who is supposed to read?
All right, sir. Everybody's supposed to read. Right from our teenagers. Right from our teenagers, in as much as we identify things as an alphabet, we ought to read. Everybody, both literate and illiterate, we ought to read. If you can't read on your own, somebody will read to your hearing. So everybody is supposed to read.
Okay, in case, when you said everyone is supposed to read, what do we say about the market women, the Yalatas, the Yailelubos, and the so on? Since most of them, according to statistics, do not even have the formal education. So how do they carry their market activities? How do they transact? How do they buy and sell? Since their wares, since those things they are selling, it is sold to the general public. So how do they transact when they don't have that formal education? Or let me say, when do they don't know how to read?
Thank you, sir. That is why I said everybody ought to read. Those marketers, those women that they are illiterate and they are selling, they are transacting, they ought to listen to news. We have both in Yoruba and English.
Sure.
When they listen to news, they know what is really going on. They know there are some news we call business news. When they listen to business news,
Yes.
whether in spoken word or in English form, they will be able to know what is going on in the market. Then they will be able to identify these are supposed to what I supposed to know. So by so doing, somebody is reading to their hearing. So everybody should be able to read.
Now, since you have said both the literate, the illiterate, everybody is supposed to know how to read. So this brings me to my next question. Do we really need to read to understand English or know how to write?
Yes. Daily reading, continuous reading will prompt you to the next stage of understanding more vocabulary. The more you read, the more you wish to know the meaning of what you have read, and after that you go back again and read, then you understand better. Reading improves your speaking English, and reading improves a lot of you.
Since you have, who is a good reader? What are those characteristics that we can use to identify an individual, either a student, either somebody that is not even an academician? How do we relate that person as a kind of good reader?
Leader or reader?
Reader, right?
Leader.
Reader,
Reader, all right. Okay. As a good reader, you must be able to denote what you have read. As a good reader, you must be able to follow the strategies, the things that involve in reading, because you don't just read anyhow. If you read anyhow, you garbage in and garbage out. So but if you follow the normal rules of reading, you read, then you know. Then up to today we can't say who is the best reader. Even our heroes, Wole Soyinka, we can't call him as a best reader, because we still have people that are always being online with their books 24/7. Still, you can't say they are the best reader. When you read more to get more information and more knowledge.
Since you have said that reading has different rules, what are the basic rules?
Like I said earlier, we have stages of reading. I will mention 3 here now. You have to read, as in pre-read. That's the first one. You pre-read your reading.
Okay.
Then the second one is,
reading before.
yes, you're reading before you read.
Okay.
When you are reading before, you have your eyes traveling from the beginning of that text to the end.
Okay.
You have your eyes traveling to some vocabulary, some difficult words.
Noting those
You
vocabularies.
note those things.
Yes.
Then the second part of it, you read through. Reading through is taking time to read. And this is when you use your silence moments to read. You avoid distraction, you avoid noise, you avoid those things that can take away your mind. So the last one is post reading.
Okay.
After you have pre-read, you read through, then you now go back again. Then what you have discovered in that your pre-reading as a question, as an agitation to know the context, that post will give you the better understanding. Then you are good to go.
Now that means with these major 3 methods, any individual that reads, that pre-read and read through and post-read what he wants to read, the person will be able to understand what he wants to
the text, exactly.
The text. Now, having highlighted the way reading is supposed to be among pupils, among students, among teachers, among the literates, among the illiterate, and so on. Now, Nigeria as a case study, since you are in the educational sector, would you say that students of today and students of yesterday, I want you to compare and contrast. Let us know the distinction between them.
Thank you, sir. To my own view, students of yesterday, they read more than students of today, because there are a lot of distraction affecting the children of today. Children of yesterday, they follow the instruction of their co-tutor or teachers. But children of today, they find it difficult to listen. They are eager to know more. The issue of technology, the issue of internet has opened them to a lot of things. So they don't have their attention.
Sorry, ma, do we now say internet and technology is a bad influence for reading?
I can't say that, but at the same time, we place it on a percentage.
Okay.
Though technology might have done more harm than good.
Okay.
On another perspective, it might have done more harm than good. On aspect of reading, because they don't take time to read like in the olden days.
Because I noticed that during the early days, there are some books that these authors have written, in the hard copy textbooks. But I am trying to get is that students of nowadays, they don't prefer buying those books.
Go online.
Instead they go online, they read everything, even though it is a kind of fallacy. Some of them don't literally read it online, because When you say you want to read on your phone or on the system and you start reading, then the WhatsApp messages just popping. You are distracted.
Exactly.
So just like you have said, technology has done more harm than good in what? In reading. Now let's come to the issue of libraries. In Nigeria or in Lagos State, just for a meaning research, would you say that the Ministry of Education is encouraging students of all levels, both primary, secondary, and tertiary, to read? Or because I noticed that students just read to pass examination.
Okay.
After examination,
That's all.
they don't read again. So do you think the Lagos State government is doing, or the Ministry of Education is doing so many things to make sure that these people, they read, like opening libraries, having book club, reading clubs?
Thank you, my brother. I remember before the lockdown in my school, we have a day for reading. Even the World Reading Day.
Yes.
Yes, we have
Globally.
So, in this regard, the Ministry of Education, they are still doing
Their best.
their best, right? They are still doing their best. It's only that we mentioned technology then. Technology have affected the effort of our Minister of Education at large, has affected them. They are still doing their effort, they are still doing their best. We have the libraries there, but our youth of nowadays, they don't visit library anymore. You know, then you visit library, you have your time to read and digest and digress everything. But today, as I have said earlier, they are phone reading, and at the same time, distraction from messages from Twitter, from all others are engaging them again. So Ministry of Education have done their best and they are still doing it, and give kudos to them. But what I believe that come one day, the old system will still take in charge.
That means what you are trying to say, ma, is that even though we have more libraries, these libraries are still going to be empty.
These are youth. These are youth. Unless we have a program that will engage them in the use of library. Do you know that we have e-library now?
Yes.
Electronic library. So they find it easy for them to go online and google whatever they want to do and read there than to go to the library. And what library is doing in our life then is more better than what e-learning is doing to them today.
Now, a quick one.
Yes.
Since there is a normal saying, they say readers are leaders, isn't it? Now, let's go to Nigeria as a case study. Do you think that the way we are being led in this country, the way our country is, our leaders are leading us according to what they read? Because we have some of our leaders that are professors, we have doctors, we have different professionals among them. So do you think, because I read a book, I've forgotten the author. In that book, he made us know that readers can change the world. They can change the world because what they read, it makes them more informed. But since we now have different professionals in different fields in the Nigerian government, so would you say our leaders are leading us according to what they read, or they just go to school to just read it so that they can be calling me professor, so that they can just call me doctor?
Thank you for this question. This is a very historical question.
I know.
And our leaders today, they don't lead us through what they have read. Sincerely speaking, if they follow what they have read, they will have imparted more knowledge into us. But it's a pity. This Nigeria so-called we have. We believe that one day the Lord will show us the way. Our leaders in this Nigeria, they are not leading us to what they have read at all. I disagree that they are leading us with what they have read. They never do. So they didn't practice what they have read, because if they practice it, they travel abroad, coming back, they still follow what Nigeria is doing.
That means our leaders are not practicing
They are
what
not.
they have read.
They are not practicing.
Now, with me in the studio is Mrs. Akinyele Elizabeth. She is a school counselor, and she has been discussing with me right here on CRVSR TV on reading and the reflecting through the stages of reading. And I believe you have gained one or two things from what she has said. At this junction, we are going to pause for a short break. Back to Fact Hangout on CRVSR TV. I still remain the name Olaship of Zefa Abeyi, and with me in the studio, I'm still with our counselor from the Ministry of Education, Mrs. Akinyele Elizabeth. You're welcome, ma'am. Now, when I asked you about the e-library stuff, I want you to elaborate for us. This e-library of a thing, just like how we are in the era of COVID-19, we know coronavirus pandemic is ravaging the world. It has affected all sectors: education, politics, transportation, marketing, banking and finance, businesses. Everything are just getting shut down. In fact, recently, the oil price across the world recently dropped. Now, since the schools are now closed for about a month or two, but academic processes needs to continue, and we can't engage in academic processes unless we have our students right here in front of us, which is a very effective way of teaching, of impacting education. Now, in brief, because the state government, they introduced the media for teaching. I recently noted that the Ministry of Education introduced learning on TV, on Wazobia Max TV, on Wazobia FM radio. Would you say that these online medium are effective to disseminate information, to disseminate what you want to teach? Considering the fact that even during teaching, we have some of our students that even when we see them physically, they don't get what we teach them. Not to talk of when we are not even seeing them. In brief, how do we manage this situation?
Thank you, my brother. Now, coming back to this coronavirus pandemic that is rampant in our country this moment, I would like to bring us back to what we call 21st century learning system. 21st century learning system was based on electronics that our government have been trying to impart it in our schools. Those on schools are doing it, those private schools, and why most of the government schools they are showing it to one assistant teacher. But now this corona now drove us to that particular aspect. The majority of schools now they are on online teaching, which is what our 21st century learning system is talking about. So you see many teachers on training now, Microsoft Word education, going back to Zoom, going back to series of how we can engage ourselves in teaching our students. I think for the grace of not sitting down home doing nothing, online teaching for now is helping our students, though it can never be the way we are doing it in the normal face-to-face activities, but at least under 35 or 40 minutes that we spent in the class, there are distracted minutes that we use to engage, we call it preliminary, okay, that we use to engage them. So in online we go straight to the point. At least 15 minutes of whatever we want to discharge, we still go to few of those students, but not all, because even if we are with them in the class, there are some that will not even get what we are doing, except you do in a practical aspect, you show them by manipulating. So even online there are other way of being showing them. So I think for the little period that the pandemic will carry its load and leave our country, that online can still be advisable for not allowing our children to just become ignorant.
Okay, what would you advise to students that don't read regularly? Because it has been noted from what you have said that not reading will keep them misinformed. What do you advise them to do?
My advice goes to the youth of today that reading, as we have said, that a reader makes a leader. If you don't read, you don't get more information. If you don't read, you miss some most important thing that you ought to know as a youth. So I will advise our youth of today to engage in reading, and not ordinary reading. Go in normal stages of reading. Follow your pre-reading,
The three
read
stages.
through the 3 stages. read through reading, then do the post-reading, and make sure you focus on the title of what you are reading, look at the paragraph, and look at the main thing of that particular text of yours. By that, you are good to go.
All right. I've been speaking with Mrs. Akinyele Elizabeth, a teacher and a school counselor, and she works with the Lagos State Ministry of Education. She has explained elaborately about the different stages of reading and how it affects our country, Nigeria at large. This is where we are going to end the conversation. I really appreciate you for coming, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yes,
So this is still Fact Hangout. I still remain Olashun Ponze, the sunset here.